With Jotform's email logic feature, you can automatically send personalized custom emails to people who fill in your forms to ensure you're giving them the information they want and need. So let's get started. In this tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a quick and easy Jotform form in which we will have an option that a person selects what they're interested in learning more about. And based on that, we will send them a personalized email with a download that is directly related to the subject that they want to learn more about. So let's get going. To get started creating a form from your forms dashboard, click on the button over here on the top left called Create Form. Then you have 4 options to start from when creating your form. You can start from scratch, you can use a template, you can import a form, or you can create a signable document. We're going to click on Use a Template. And for this, we're going to be using a Contact Us template. So what we can do up here where it says Search in All Templates, we'll search for Contact Us and click Search. And we'll scroll down a little bit here. And I think this one right here, the simple Contact Us form will do just fine. We can preview this form if we'd like to, but we'll just click on Use Template. Once it's loaded in, it might not look exactly like the template that you saw. If we had previewed it, we would know we would have a background here, but that's okay. We can remove the background. To remove the background, in our case, we're going to click over here to the form designer on the right-hand side, and where it says Page Image, we'll click on Remove Image. For the Contact Us header, I think we're going to call this something like Sign Up to Learn More, maybe something like that. And we're going to keep the name. I think email should be required. To make something required, click on the little properties cog here, and then under General, click on the required option. Exit out of that. Phone number, we might leave that in, but it's not required. Website, I'm not going to make that required, but people can opt to put that in. So we'll just turn off the required option. And the message will keep required as well. Maybe we just want to get a little bit more feedback from them. So we can, instead of message, we can call this feedback. Now, to get our special thing that we're going to be building in here, we have to add another form element. To add another form element, click over on the left-hand side, the little flashing plus sign where it says Add Form Element. Our form element will be a drop-down list. We'll click on drop-down and it will put it at the very bottom of our form. What we can do now though is we can just drag that up to, I think, right below email is a good place to put this. Again, we'll click on the properties cog to open up the panel on the right-hand side. And our question here will be, what subject would you like to learn more about? And we'll make this required. Under the options tab under drop-down properties, we're going to be entering 4 options that a person can select one subject. So we will do email marketing. Let's do e-commerce and cybersecurity. And let's just do social media to round it out. And the other options here you can go through, but I'm just going to leave everything as is. Let's close out of our drop-down properties and we'll close off our form elements here. The next up under settings is where the magic is going to happen to make this work. So let's go to the settings tab. Other things you can do here is you can change the name of your form. So you could call it Learn More Sign Up, and you could also change the form status if you want to have it enabled, disabled, that type of thing. And you can also encrypt your form data for more sensitive data, but we're not worried about that. So where the magic happens is in 2 spots under the settings. The first one is emails, where we will be creating 4 different autoresponder emails for each of the subjects. And then under the conditions tab, we will do an if this, then that type of scenario, where if the subject is this, we'll send them this autoresponder email. So let's get started creating our autoresponder emails. The difference between a notification and an autoresponder, notification goes to the account creator. In this case, it's me. The autoresponder goes back to the recipient, the person who's filling out the form. Make sense? So let's go ahead and edit the autoresponder by clicking on the little pencil icon here. And what you can see here is all the form information is entered into this response back to the recipient filling out this form. It's not very personalized. It's just a repetition of what they entered. So what I'd like to do is just remove all of this, and then we'll enter in some more personalized information. So now that we've removed all that, we're going to say, hello. And then we can use insert the form fields. So we'll click on this little blue button here. It says form fields, click that, and then we're going to put in name. So we'll take the full name, first name and last name, comma there, and then we'll hit enter. And this is just going to be a brief because this is a demo. Obviously, you probably want to put in a little bit more information, but we're just going to say here is the information you requested on, and then we're going to click on form fields and click on what subject you'd like to learn more about. So whatever they've selected will come up and show in this email. And one of the great things that you can do with this type of personalization is you can add in a download, a PDF download. So we'll do that next. Also, please see the attached PDF ebook that might come in handy in answering further questions. All the best, Larry. Okay, so at the very top here, we have the subject line and it says form title. One of the things you can do is you can create your own subject line. So you could delete all of that and just say, here is the information you requested. You could do a little emoji in there like so. You could also put in form fields in the subject line. So you could say, put in the person's name. So we'll put in name, and then here's the information you requested. So under the recipients, it's going to be the sender you can put in your name for the sender. So we'll do strategic marketing solutions. And the email is the one that's associated with the Jotform account. And under the advanced tab is where you can upload your PDF that will be attached to this email. So let's click advanced. So we'll click on upload file, selected our file from our desktop, and it's currently uploading. Other options that you have here is when to send this email to the recipient. The first option is right away, but you can wait up until 30 days, or you could specify an exact day. We're going to do right away. The other two options I'm going to leave as default. And one other thing that we have to do is we have to change the name of this autoresponder to one of the corresponding subjects that a person can select from so that we know what this autoresponder is sending. So we'll do email marketing and click apply and then click save. All right, we're brought back out to our emails section. What we're going to do now is we're going to clone this email like so, and we'll clone it 2 more times. So now that we have our 4 emails, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit each one, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what I've done specifically for each of those subjects. Okay, so I have created 4 separate autoresponders. Each one corresponds to a subject that a person would be interested in learning more about. So we've already done the marketing one. Let's take a quick look at the other 3 so I can show you how I set them up. So under e-commerce, I've changed it out a little bit where I've added in the subject they selected in the email subject line, and also instead of a PDF that they'll receive a link to a YouTube video. Under cybersecurity option, they have a link to tools and resources, and I kept everything else the same. Under the social media tab, they have a link to the website, and again I have the name, and here's more information on the subject that they selected. So a little bit different each time, and that is because we wanted these are customized, personalized emails for each of the corresponding subjects. Make sense? So the next step in this is to create conditions. So let's go to the conditions tab. Under the conditions tab, we want to do change email recipient, the very last option down here. This is where we set up our if this then that statement. So if our field of subject you'd like to learn more about, and if it equals, so equal to the value email marketing, we want to send them our email marketing autoresponder. Make sense? Now we could add in additional conditions with additional emails, or we could just add in another email to send to them if we had one available. But we're just going to keep it plain here. Now that we've created one, we've got to create 3 more that corresponds to each subject. So what I'm going to do is click on the gear icon here and click on clone, and I'll do that 3 times. So now we have 1 that's already set up and 3 clones. What we're going to do now, though, is go in and change those to the corresponding subject and email. So now that we have all of our emails and all of our conditions, the next step is to test it all out. So over on the Publish tab now, so what we can do is just open up our form in a new tab and test out the process of receiving different emails based on the subject that we've selected in our form. So here's our form, open up in a new browser tab, and we'll just fill this out and see how everything works. We'll select email marketing, and we'll skip over phone number and website, and we'll, in the feedback area, we'll just put in test of email marketing and click submit. We'll get a little thank you message in the browser, and then we go over to our emails and check out that the email was received. So here's our email. The from is Strategic Marketing Solutions, and it entered in our name up here in the subject line, and here's the information you requested. So if we open that up, it says, hello, Lawrence No, here's the information you requested. The only thing I don't like is that it's putting it in some type of table form or some type of thing here with the background. Not necessarily a fan of that, but because now it looks more auto-generated than an actual email that you would get. But other than that, everything worked. We've got our attachment here. There you go. So as you can see, you can instantly send custom emails based on the answers submitted by form users. Unique, personalized responses by adding contact details, event details, itinerary times, downloads, and more. So if you're interested in signing up for Jotform, again, that link is in the description. And if you have any questions about this process or anything related to Jotform, post those in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.